Welcome to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Croc, and every Monday, I talk to someone here in North Idaho with the goal to connect more people in the Coeur d'Alene area. And then every Friday, I talk to someone outside the community to bring in a new perspective and to learn a little bit about yourself. I have a friend of mine, Lauren. She has started a new business here in Coeur d'Alene. I have got to know her through friends and Cycle Bar, and now we have become, I could say, become friends.
Yeah,
And I got to see her the other night, and she spray tanned me, which, by the way, I'm loving.
you look amazing. Yeah, if I can see in the nude, we're friends. We're
I know
friends.
that's so true. I tell
It's
that to
true.
Brandy too, as well. I'm like, there's just a new level of friendship
Yeah.
here.
Yep, exactly. I love it. Well, thank you for having me today. I'm so excited. It's been a journey getting here, and I just love being able to meet you, like you said, through Cycle Bar and this community. And I just really appreciate the warm welcome. Everyone's been really
Yay.
kind. So,
Well, that's a great segue into tell us a little bit about you and who you are, what you do.
oh,
Uh,
geez.
yeah, a little background about you.
Yes, yes, man. Many layers, like an onion. But I'm up here in Coeur d'Alene now. I've been here since about 2020, moved officially. I'm from Boise, so I'm an Idaho gal through and through. But I grew up in Coeur d'Alene in the summers, so I was lucky enough. Our family has a place on the lake, and it just feels like home, and it's always felt like a home. So making the move during all the COVID craziness was probably the best thing I ever did. I get to live in the mountains by Coeur d'Alene Lake. I mean, it's just an amazing place to live here now. And when I have a family one day of my own, so yeah, I love it. I work in technology full time is what I do. For a company out of Seattle, and I'm blessed that I can work remotely and work with clients all over the Pacific Northwest. And then I started Busy Bee Beauty about a month ago. So I'm doing custom spray tans. I can do mobile, meaning I pack up in my truck and I come to wherever the client needs, which is really convenient and easy. Or I have a little studio off of 4th Street inside Texture Salon. So it really just whatever works best for the guest. And it was just a passion of mine always to make others look and feel beautiful. And I love spray tans. I've been getting them since I was, a teenager, and this market's been really welcoming. So, yeah,
That's
Busy Bee Beauty.
well, that is really exciting. And you moved during 2020, you said, and
Yeah.
so you've moved to this new community. How has that been, kind of like uprooting and coming full time to Coeur d'Alene area? It's a small town.
Yeah.
What has that been like to, like, I guess, make friends and
Yeah.
build a clientele and, network, those kind of things? How's that been for you?
Sure, sure. I mean, it's not easy, right? For anyone moving to a new place, like it's excitement mixed with a little bit of nerves. But I just like knew in my heart this was the place for me. I've never felt just like more at peace. I love being outdoors. And with that, like with friends, gosh, I'm really lucky to have a really solid group of girlfriends here. My boyfriend has all of his boyfriends and all the girls that are, dating, that we all get along like genuinely so well. And I was just like so thankful and blessed. Like I have my little core group. But that said, like you want to like meet new people. So I want to be around people, yes, that are like-minded of me and like have the same interest, but also like expanding that. So cycle bars, like how you and I kind of like interacted and met. It was so kind of intimidating at first going into a new studio because I would do the cycle bar down in, Boise, but just meeting people and like you have to put yourself out there. Like it sounds like so cheesy. It's like you're dating. Like I remember meeting girls at Cycle Bar and I'm like, hey, do you want to like go to Wine House? And I was like so nervous. I'm like, Mom, it's like a date. I'm so scared. But I just say go like where you feel comfortable. So like I go on hikes all the time. I'd meet people on the trail with my dog. Like, oh, we should get our dogs together, things like that. But this town, like everyone is so welcome. You just have to like be open and receptive, I think, to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, is that you have to be open for that and you be willing
Yeah.
to make those new friends. And like you said, I met one of my best friends through like a blind date, like of mutual
Really?
friends, like, hey, you guys might get along. And so we were like, all right, let's go grab wine.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like,
It is, yeah, meant
yeah,
to be. Well, I feel like you're such a connector, obviously, and I am too. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, you should meet my friend so and so," or "This girl does my hair, this girl does my lashes." Like, I love getting people together and joining, and that's what I kinda do, like, in my tech job. I help with talent and recruitment, so I love to just connect people, and good people, so I'll always, like, host things, like, at my house. So we just moved up into the mountains, so you're gonna be coming over for some wine and
I
some
would love
pool
to.
time. Yeah. I love just like hosting and meeting, and yeah, it's just like it's a good place to be. But it is hard, moving to a new town, it's a lot. And a lot of people are moving here. So I actually think that's helpful for like people like me. Like we have a lot of folks from like California, Southern Idaho, like they're in the same boat, and it's kind of weird like meeting new friends at like in our late 20s, 30s. Like it's different. And everyone's at different stages of life, but everyone I feel like is coming up to Coeur d'Alene for a reason, and that's to have a fresh start or just a safe welcoming pace of life.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I mean,
Oh my God.
we all live
We're
here
so
for like
lucky.
the summer and the fall. Like that's why we live here.
Yeah. We earn our summers up here for sure. Like it's been a long winter. I'm cold.
That's why the spray tan. I mean, I had some events
Yep.
going, but I was like, I just want to feel like
Yeah.
man, like I just want to feel like the sun has kissed me.
Yeah. I know. I wish to cheers. I mean, that's why I love this like being podcast. Like, is this water? Is this wine? Is this coffee? You don't know?
You don't know, and I
I
want
don't
you to
know.
keep guessing. People
Yeah.
always are like, Are you drinking coffee?" And I was like, well, I don't know.
Whatever you need it to be. Yeah. So cheers.
So, why? I mean, you're brand new, right? So this,
Yeah.
it's like you just released this, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're doing this is great. Love to have you on podcast. Another thing, like you said, is like I've gone to Brandy for a long time, and you have
Yeah.
obviously
She's
made.
another artist in the area and she's phenomenal.
But
Phenomenal.
the problem is, like you said, there's people moving here and have discovered her, and so she is
Yeah.
booked, and so now she has
Sure.
more people to be like, hey,
Yeah.
these guys are just as great as I am. This is this. So I think that shows a lot about how you've already been connecting with this
Yeah.
community. And people like everyone's like, oh, we're in competition for business. I'm like, no,
No.
really, like everyone's different, personality is different, like the care is different, everything's
Services,
different.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I know if she ever, doesn't have enough time, she'll refer to me and vice versa. I just think like in the universe, in the world, if you're just like clenching so tight to what is yours, like what can you receive? Like open those hands and there is more than enough for everyone to go around, like collaboration over competitiveness. And so Brandy, Spray Tans by Brandy, she has been, I mean, around for forever and she's so kind. I got a tan from her about a year ago, let her know, hey, I've been training. I think I'm going to open this in the near future. And she's been nothing but supportive. And that's the kind of people that I want to be around. And I know she feels the same. So I don't see it as any kind of like competition at all. We're just different services and different options. Like everyone needs options. So
And
yeah,
she does, and she can't do certain times because she lives in a
exactly.
place or vice versa. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
love that there's more
Yep.
chances because I'm like, if she can't do it, I'm like, what do I do
We're
now?
going to blow this town. Don't you worry. Between her and I, we're coming in hot. So it's
It'll be
exciting.
mid-December and everyone just looks like they just got
I
back
know.
from
I
Mexico.
know. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. And you don't need a reason. That's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, I don't have like something coming up to get a tan." I'm like,
Who cares?
"Girl, you can get a tan on a random Tuesday just because you want a little pick me up. Like, you don't
Yeah,
need a reason." But that said, I'm open to, bridal parties, wedding parties. If you're going out of town for like an event, like I had some girls going to Scottsdale this morning, so I sprayed them last night. You don't need a reason. And boat season will be here before we know it. And these legs of mine have not seen like the actual sun in a minute. It has been dark here. I'm freezing. Yeah, but it's crazy. But yeah, that said, I also travel down to Boise too a lot and I spray people down there as well.
that's
So
cool. And I love that you're mobile
yeah,
because that is really great for like, hey, a bachelorette party or
yep,
the group getting ready before wedding week, and you can come right to them and spray a
yep,
bunch of girls at once, and they're in
yep,
their comfortable home. I
yep.
love that you're offering that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. So I love it. I feel really grateful and shout out to my trainer down in Boise, Tess. She owns Coco Glow Bar down in the Treasure Valley and she's just amazing. And so she trains girls like me and all over to just follow their passion and do what they love. So it's been a fun experience so far.
I love that. Absolutely love that. So, I think we have a great community of women in Coeur d'Alene, and I feel like
Yeah.
for the most part, most people are very supportive. What kind of advice would you give to someone, maybe since you're right in the thick of it, starting a new business? What kind of advice would you give to a young female or any
Yeah.
kind of woman that's wanting to start something new?
Gosh, I sat on this project and waited for a while. So part of me is like, wait till you're ready. But guess what? Like, you're never going to be ready. Oh, there's the pup. Hey. You're never gonna be like fully ready. So just like make sure you know that you have what you need to start. So I have really great like legal counsel that made sure like the back end's all good. I got some content with a really great photographer in Boise. Her name's Lisa Jordan. She was fantastic just to like get like the bones. And then like we're all just winging this. Just go for it. Just do it. And I was like, no one's gonna like support or care. Yeah, no, everyone has been like so receptive and kind. But just go for it. Just do it. Like if you have a passion, whether it be like you want to do like custom cookies or like pet sitting or whatever, like if you're passionate about it, like don't quit your daydream.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just go for it.
Well, and
And
I
this
think
brings
I
me
think
joy.
and you want to be self-employed. A lot of us do. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not easy, but
No.
it is great in the ways of like, hey, I want to take a week off and I don't have to ask a boss.
Yeah.
But you're not also getting paid the same unless you have
Yeah.
a bunch of employees or something. So I
Yeah.
think there's like that allure to it, but also in the opposite, it's your working hours you'd rather not be working sometimes.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. Especially what I do. I try and book out, but I'm pretty on call. A lot of early mornings or like late into the evenings. I really suggest people get tans in the evening so then they can marinate like a little steak all
I
night.
I laughed so hard when you texted me that. You're like, I want you to marinate like a steak
Yep.
tonight. And I was
Yep.
like, all right.
Heck yeah. Like I encourage you to be in your cozies, go home, watch Netflix, just chill
I
and
love it.
just soak in the tan. And in the morning you rinse off, and you're a goddess.
You're
So
like, oh wow, I just look like I just don't even have to wear makeup or anything today.
yep. Yep. I know. You just feel better with a little glow. It just gives you that extra little like something. You know what I mean?
So tell us a little more. I'm in a little more fun about you. Is you said you love to hike. What are other things in
Yeah.
the community you love to do besides making women feel wonderful and spray
Yeah.
painted and hiking? What else do you love to do?
I love the ski resorts around here. I grew up skiing. That's something my mom was really passionate about. I'm not good. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, I'm going pizza like half the time. I love the good trail. But I just love how we have like so many, is it like 6 resorts within like an hour of us or something
That's
like that?
so close. Yeah,
I've been loving going to Silver Mountain over in Kellogg, and then Lookout is amazing.
love this.
But so that's what I've been doing to get through like the winter. And then in the summer, we take our boat out. And as much as I love to surf, I'm a really, really big surfer. We love taking other people out too, like that maybe don't have that opportunity all the time. And they learn to surf. Like nothing brings me more joy than when we get that, gallop on the board and you can just see it. It's like so exciting. And like kids, like we love taking families out on our boat and family days. And of course, we also love the non-family days, hitting up all the bars on the lake. So, if you see me at One Shots, no, you didn't.
Did I tell you that's where I grew up? Like that's where I used to
In
cocktail.
Harrison?
Yeah, this is where I cocktail as a
No.
kid. Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, those are
I
kind of
worked
off my
there
radar.
restaurant for years.
One Shot Charlie's. Oh
My
my
Harrison
gosh.
girl.
Is your family still there or?
A lot of them are. Yeah,
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of my family is. Yeah.
Well, me and you will be over there. I've done that, the biking to like Plumber and back. Like
So
I
then
love
my
biking.
dad and stepmom, they actually live in Conklin Bay.
Oh, you're kidding.
So we're down in Conklin Bay all the time.
Girl, I love those buckets, but then again, I don't.
Next day you don't. Like it's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, exactly. So I just love like embracing because up in North Idaho, as you know, like it gets dark here in the winter, like so early. So you just have to kind of embrace all that is, and that's what I've been trying to do. I started doing this, like I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I believe in like intentions. So I started doing the 1,000 hours outside. I think you're doing it too, like the app, and I'm like, this is so great. And I'm a check mark kind of gal too. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, is my OCD showing? So it's been fun, but it's like, okay, let's get outside. Like I try and hike every day with the dogs. I have 2 Bernedoodle puppies, Rip and Rue. They are wild, but it's been fun. Just like embracing all that is, like embrace the summer, embrace the spring, but also like personally embrace the season that you are in. So
I love that. Love that. So we were just talking about favorite restaurants and things like
oh,
that.
yeah.
What is your favorite restaurant? It can be breakfast, lunch, dinner. What is your favorite place to go to in North Idaho?
Gosh, in North Idaho, I really I love going to Shooters. I think there's something about Shooters on the lake. You can
It's,
drive there
yeah.
if just like right off the freeway, and it's open mostly year round. But then we love just boating up there and getting those huckleberry like lemonades out, a little tequila, and I love shooters. I think there's something so authentic about it. But something in town, I also help out at the resort at Beverly's. If you're ever looking for like the best view in town, I'm there some Thursdays during the month, just on the side, and the service, the people, the food, the cocktails, the view, you just can't beat it. But I'm also really excited too. I have like three. I'm excited about this Vantage Brewing that just opened down off of Sherman. It is so amazing. Their food and drinks are so good
It's
and it's
so
family
fun.
friendly. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
and they're big cyclists, so he sits on one of the
Yep.
owners sits on my board, and I love that they are trail oriented and they have the bike
Yeah.
racks, the bike repair station. They even I don't know if you noticed, but they have a water station inside, so you can just like go and fill your water up and like get back out on your bike.
Because it's true. It's like right perfectly. You can keep on
Yep.
going. Oh, I
Yep.
love that. Yeah, I've really liked the times I've gone, and that's really close to my home. They're just great people. So you can eat your way through this town. It might take you a couple of days. But yeah, I mean, I
Well,
love a
so
good.
you're going to go to Vantage Point and you can take anybody to dinner, dead or alive, anybody that you ever would love to talk to, who would it be?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Dolly Parton. I do.
Oh, that is a
I do.
that would be wonderful.
I wouldn't even have to say anything. I would just sit there and like bask in all of her kindness and country and glitter glory. I really would.
Glitter glory, yes.
I seriously, I would. I just think she's done so much for like God, so many people and country music and women especially.
Magic, yeah.
Oh, she is like, oh my
Have
God,
you ever been to Dollywood?
I've not, it's on my bucket list. I would
Been a couple
love to.
summers ago, and it was there is a whole whole area just with her dresses. Like you go inside and you can see all of her dresses, like all of her childhood, like everything, letters, like it is, and they have like our
That's
old
cool.
tour bus there. Like it is magical.
I've been to, like the Hall of Fame in Nashville, and they had like a section obviously for her, and it was amazing. And my mom just got to see her like get inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was so jealous, but yeah, she's just a force. So I would take her down to good old Vantage, get some pretzel bites with her, and a little cocktail. So I just think she's the best. I love
I
her.
love
That's a
that.
good question.
Obviously, you have done a lot of things. You've lived in different areas. You obviously you're an Idaho girl. Like
Yeah,
you've done the thing, but we've all gone through seasons and things like you said through our
yeah.
lives. Is there something in your life, like I would say a moment, like something that has happened to you that really defined who you are?
I think I'm always evolving. I've been really, really lucky with, a great family, great support system and friends. And I've always been like a pick yourself up by your bootstraps kind of gal. But I would say like a lot of people during COVID, I had a really big life change right before like all that hit. I left a very toxic situation, got my own place, and it was just like my little babe cave, my safe haven. And then like the world shut down. It was wild. And so as scary as like that early 2020 was, it gave me like time to like really figure out like what do I really want to do as far as like my career. So I changed careers in 2020. I was in like the marketing world and like crushing it, and then I again kind of left that situation as well, started over in tech from like the ground up. I've been with this company now 3.5 years and I adore them. But I would say just kind of that moment of like isolation and loneliness and like whoa, like I had no choice like but to slow down, like a lot of us at the beginning of COVID. And it was a lot from like starting over literally like in a relationship, my job, my place of living, and then it was just wild. But just like sitting with it because you had no choice to. I didn't like that. I don't like being stagnant. I do not. I'm like go, go, go. It's my biggest strength and weakness.
Yeah.
So I'd say yeah, it was a big time back in 2020 for
Yes.
me.
It was
And
wild.
it was a trip, but I mean, as awful as it like has been and like what came of COVID and just, thinking of all those affected, like it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me because it gave me the time to like come up here and see. And I did kind of back and forth for a while from Boise to here to see if this is where I wanted to be. And I am so thankful. I'm
Mhm.
so thankful for that time.
Yeah, and like you said, like makes you sit with your emotions and your feelings and really
Mhm.
process stuff. I
Yeah.
think it's been good for a lot of us, but it
Yeah.
also has been really bad for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
unfortunately, the mental health is now in the forefront, and I love that it's still not where it needs to be, but I love that people are actually knowing that hey, therapy is
Yeah.
okay.
Oh my God, love it.
And like be on medication. It's
Yep.
okay to do
Yep.
these things, but there's still a lot of people struggling. What would a piece of advice would you give to someone that maybe is still struggling through that mental health aspect of life.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't speak for like everyone, just for myself, but like lean on your support system. You're not a burden. Like you are a blessing. That makes you like emotional, but lean on them, whether it's like your friends, family, whatever that looks like to you. And as much as I do say, like, sit with that emotion, be like, okay, like I am allowed to be sad right now. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed also to be like happy and joyful. As much as you can like sit with those feelings, like you have to like make a move, I think, after kind of like feeling it. Like, don't get stuck. Sit with it, but don't get stuck. And I physically, when I'm trying to like get out of like that, I kind of get in those like dark spaces or those anxiety spaces. Physical movement is what helps me. Like, I am the queen of walking. Like, I am walking and walking and walking, and talking. So walking and moving through it. Like, it's okay, like to feel it, but get through it and take advantage of resources. Like I know in Coeur d'Alene, I'm looking more into it now, but there's that Ellie Mental Health over in Riverstone, and all of their services has like a big elephant. It's a beautiful new building. They just opened, and they're offering like a lot for mental health in the community, and it's amazing. So
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Well, last thing is plug your business. Let us know, how do we get a hold of you? How do we connect with you? Let
Yes.
us know.
Yeah, so I am on Instagram only right now. It's underscore busy bee beauty underscore. So we got the bees is kind of things. You see the little bees buzzing around. I'd love you to be a part of my hive. And I'm just doing DMing to book. My phone number's on there. I'm really responsive, and I'm traveling like anywhere in Coeur d'Alene. I'll do mobile, Post Falls, Sandpoint, and then I've had a lot of folks over in Pullman, Moscow for like weddings and events. Like if I can get you on the books and make it happen, I 100% will. And I also have that studio off of 4th Street. Thank you to Ashley and Trista, who own Texture Salon, for having me in that space. That's where you tanned.
Yep.
And it's been great. So yeah, Busy Bee Beauty on Instagram for now. And if you see me like out and about, like everyone's always like, "Are you Lauren?" I'm like, as long as I'm not in trouble, yes. Like I love meeting new people. Like I will glow you. I will be probably your friend. Sorry, like that's how it's gonna be, especially if you have dogs. Like I'm in. If you have dogs and you like rosé, like, oh, we're gonna get along just
People.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just really
I love
appreciate you,
that.
Tabitha. Like you do so much for the community. You're literally everywhere. And I just am looking forward to like our friendship growing and glowing for years to come. So
Perfect. Well, thank you so very much. This was wonderful.
thank you. Cheers.
Cheers
Thanks
to
for
you.
listening to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Crock, and every Monday I release a podcast about different community members here in North Idaho. And then we end the weeks on Fridays with a podcast about the things I'm passionate about: outdoors, adventures, sports, the van life, and even current events. So if you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Thank you again. Now go be kind and do something great.